Hey yo, welcome back to browtab B School. I'm Alex. I am the girl behind browtab, the brand, the products, the online education, and this YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the combination of mapping and pre-numbing, specifically numbing in a way that allows you to keep your mapping outlines during the numbing procedure. After watching today's video, you are going to understand the importance of mapping prior to numbing your clients. You're going to know what tools and products to use to achieve this. You are going to be able to mimic what I've done in this video and map first, numb second, and still have crisp outlines so that you can complete your microblading service. If you're new to the channel, I'm Alex. I'm the girl behind browtab. Browtab is a microblading brand that specializes in microblades. These nano blades are our bread and butter. I say it every time because they cut through skin like butter. They're sharp AF, trust me. But you're also gonna see in this video that we have all the other microblading basics that you need to complete a great microblading service, like pre-inked mapping string, brow pencils. We're gonna talk about these later because these are some of the tools you're gonna need to be able to complete this process the way I show you in the video. So let's get down to it. So why is it important to map your clients before you numb? The answer is time. When you map your clients first, you have all the time in the world, well, within reason, all the time in your appointment to map out your client's brows, take your time, check your measurements, and then to actually chat about the shape, see how your client feels about it, and then make any adjustments if you need to. You have that time. If you don't follow my advice and map first and you map after you numb your clients, you are basically just working against the clock. Once you remove that numbing cream, the numbing effect starts to wear off with every minute that goes by. So depending on how long it takes you to actually map out your client, by the time you get started to actually putting that first stroke in your client's skin, a lot of or most of the numbing could be worn off, which isn't really a nice feeling for clients. There's a reason why we numb first. So we want them to have as much effective numbing as well, but it's also a waste of your time. If you numb first and you were waiting around for 20 minutes, yeah, maybe you were testing out pigment shades, but you wasted 20 minutes of numbing that no longer is in effect. And you also wasted numbing cream that didn't actually give your client the effect that they wanted when you were actually microblading their skin. So that's why mapping first is crucial. But don't worry, later in the video, I'm gonna show you exactly what to do so that you can map first, numb second, remove the numbing cream, and still have super crisp outlines to move on to microblading. So what tools do you need to best map out your client's brows and make sure that your outlines stay on during pre-numbing? Well, the first step, this isn't a tool, but it's an important step, is to make sure that the area is clean, but then make sure it is dry before you get started, because we want any sort of pigment from the pre-inked mapping string or from the brow pencils to stick and stay on your client's skin. You're going to need pre-inked mapping string, specifically browtab's Easy Glide wax pencil, Zensa topical pre-numbing cream, micro swabs. These are actually really important, just this tiny little tool, but I'm going to show you how important when we watch the video of removing the numbing cream. We're also going to need cotton rounds, Q-tips, and some plastic wrap to oculate the numbing cream to make the effect work faster. I actually use just regular saran wrap. So as you can see, you don't need a lot of complicated gizmos and gadgets. You just need quality basics. It's finally time, guys. Let's check out the video so you can see how I apply the numbing cream and how I remove it so that you keep those outlines. Check it out. To apply numbing, use the stick end of a micro swab, not the end with the little swab on it, and apply a thick layer of Zensa topical numbing cream within your outlines. It is important to make sure you're applying it only within the outlines. Do the same thing on both brows. Apply numbing cream to both brows. Make sure you are applying the thick layer only within the outlines. Cover the brow area with plastic wrap to oculate. I use regular saran wrap. Once 20 minutes has passed, it's time to remove the plastic wrap and remove the numbing cream. Once again, use the stick end of the micro swab to swipe off the numbing cream. As you push the micro swab over the brow area, the numbing cream will build up on the stick end of the micro swab. Wipe it off on a clean cotton round. Then use a clean, dry cotton round to press and absorb any excess numbing cream left on the skin. Be sure to press, never wipe. Use a Q-tip to precisely clean up any extra numbing cream still left on the skin. Wipe above the brow, in between your outlines, and below the brow. We don't want any greasiness left on the skin. So that's it. The technique is really simple. The keys are to make sure that when you're applying the numbing cream, you apply it within your outlines, and you want to apply a thick amount of it as well. But you also need to make sure that you're using Zensa numbing cream because the consistency of it stays thicker while the numbing is absorbing into the skin. When it comes to cleaning off the numbing cream, that's where this tiny little micro swab comes into play. I told you it was going to be important. You want to take it and swipe off the excess numbing cream without actually wiping. So it just swipes and it collects on the stick, and then you can wipe it clean on a cotton round. After you've swiped off, you're going to take a clean cotton round, a clean dry one now, and press and absorb any excess numbing that's still sitting on the skin. The key is to make sure you're pressing, never be wiping. As soon as you start wiping, that's when your lines can start get messy. Make sure you're just pressing. And finally, take your Q-tip and clean off the edges of your brows around the lines inside the brow area. Make sure you clean underneath the brow, just below the brow as well. We don't want the skin to feel greasy at all, because if it's feeling even a little bit greasy, we're not going to be able to get our 3-point stretch down. And a final bonus step to make sure that the skin is dry, it doesn't have any greasy residue left on it, drag your gloved finger across the top of their brow, just right along your outline, to make sure that it feels really dry, that you kind of are dragging, like you're really pulling across the skin. This will show you that once you're ready to do that stretch, to put that first stroke in, that you're going to have a good grip on the skin. So now all that's left to do is for you to follow your outline and blade some balm brows. Just be sure to remember to get in as many strokes as possible in your first skeleton pass, so that when you do your first wipe after you do your pigment mask and your secondary numbing, you have enough of the brow structure outlined there to know where your next strokes are going to go. But don't worry, we'll go over that more in another video to come. I hope you guys enjoyed today's videos and my tips to making sure that you can numb first and keep those outlines. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, more microblading tips, more microblading business tips, subscribe.